Greetings and salutations and welcome to the Monday Star Citizen Q&A. I am Jarvis. With me over there is Captain Tyler, and we are on Microtech in my Hercules M2. Uh, and today I want to go ahead and consolidate some of the information we have from the last two Inside Star Citizens, and we want to finish up the stream today, obviously with your questions and things you want to talk about, as well as the current Ship Showdown and a lot of the controversy and stuff going on in there, and kind of what the gigantic sham that it has been turned into, thanks to a lot of other factors which we'll get into. So let's go ahead and get into the show a little bit. Now, because of the fact that we're getting towards CitizenCon, we basically start having a situation where we get less and less information. So it's possible that if we don't get a lot of information this week, we'll be doing a 2-week, not next week, but the week after consolidation. It depends on what happens this week. So anyway, I'm going to step back in here and refresh my time real quick. I want to show you something that's kind of goofy, and the reason I want to step off the planet real quick. I want to do a third-person view while my brother drove around. I thought it'd be kind of cool, just kind of riding around and whatnot, but I can't. So if I'm going to go ahead and press my third-person view button, you get to see that I'm having a weird bug today. I'm now a pink Christmas ornament ball garbage pail in space. I have no idea what this is. This is my third-person view. There it is. So we won't be doing that today. I have no idea what's going on with that. But it's kind of funny. One of the things we're talking about today is the inventory. The inventory changes to the game, and one of the things is to be able to remove your backpacks. My brother is ahead of the game. His backpack will not spawn on this armor that normally comes with the. I would just show you. We're wearing the same armor. I got the red version. I would show you the third-person view, what it looks like with the backpack, but clearly I can't. So anyway.
Take my word for it. He does have a backpack.
I do have a backpack. You know what I can do? Oh, one second. I prove it. Let's go to my loadout screen. So there you go. See, that's what I'm normally. That's what I'm supposed to have and do have on, but he's missing it for some reason. All right. So go ahead and get on your vehicle there. I'm going to jump on the back. And he's going to drive around a bit while I go ahead and talk. Now, one of the things I did do is I changed my format on the stream a little bit this week. So, guys, if there's any issues with anything that's happening with the whoa, wind, I tell you what.
I got knocked off.
Yeah, I know. If there's any problems at all with the audio or anything like that, please let me know, because I did make some changes to how the stream is formatted. I spent several hours messing around with settings, so we'll see how this all comes together. Let me on. I have to mount past.
You have to go on the other side.
Ha! Don't tell me what to do.
No.
All right, so let me go ahead and switch over here, and
I'm not going to power it on until you get on.
I am on.
Oh, okay.
I'm sitting right on it. So feel free. There he goes. So I get to watch. Now I don't get to watch where I'm going. I get to watch where I've been, or I get to watch the results as he drives into something and we explode. So either way.
Rocks.
Yeah, it's kicking up things in the
They're
back.
safer than cactus.
Yeah, I say that much. Yeah, cactuses and the thing. So anyway, so let me go ahead and pull up the first thing. I did take some notes here. Let me grab those real quick. First thing we're going to talk about is the injuries. And here's where I made some of the changes to the way the stream looks. So one second here. All right, so now you can see what we're doing, the lower left there. All right, so they said that basically with the changes to the way the injury system works is that 99% of what used to kill you now puts you in what's called a downed state. And there we go. Just checking something on my OBS real quick. And this, of course, will require a rescue. Now, you can be, when you're revived, if you're put into a down state like here, you would actually, someone comes out and rescue you, will have an injury, and it depends on how the severity and what happens. If you get like broken leg, you'll walk different. Apparently, if you get a completely broken leg, you crawl really fast. That looks more realistic for limping right there. It looks more realistic. But the one where you see them actually on his stomach crawling, in my opinion, and I think a lot of people's opinion, looks pretty bad. And this is, of course, what happens if you get hit in the head. You get what's called blood vision. My brother says it's very similar to what he has with his eye when he has problems, so it's actually pretty interesting. So I get to kind of see what that's like.
It looks so much like when I get the blood bleeds in my eyes.
Yeah.
The way I see through my cornea.
Yeah. So and of course head injuries, even though strong wind can knock you over because you're off balance, and like right there. And body shots will actually go ahead and reduce your endurance, making you basically not be able to run as far or as fast before you have to stop, as you can see there. And of course, the other thing is when you get like, arm damage, maybe you can't pick things up, you don't have the strength. And of course, if your arm's damage is severe enough, you can only take one shot at a time. You just basically point down the barrel, you fire, and your gun will retract. So that's kind of interesting.
It's like you
Here,
can't handle the recoil.
yeah, here's that leg injury when you're severe. This part looks horrible. There's no way you crawl that fast if you'd be dragging yourself by your hands. I think most people look at that just doesn't look right. They need to reconsider that one. Of course, as you take these injuries, you get effects, and if you can't do a full heal, what you can do, since the stim packs or whatever the heal packs only heal to a certain extent, not a full amount. There will be taking drugs. There are 5 different types of drugs you can take here, and these drugs mask the symptoms temporarily of whatever you're experiencing. And of course, there are side effects to these drugs as you take more and more and more of the drugs. What happens is that you start getting effects like similar to being drunk, and eventually you can pass out, and you might have to sit there in a ragdoll state until the effect wears out, where you can stand up again. So you just can't stim pack your way, if you will, or heal pack your way, to med pack your way to normalcy. You have to get to a med station to take care of the situation. So, like you can see here, he's stumbling around, and eventually it's kind of like being drunk, and then you get too much, and basically you're just going to go ahead and collapse, and then you're just going to have to wait it out. Now there are. Of course, as far as the rate of healing goes, pen is as far as strength goes. It goes pen, gadget, and then med bed. Med bed, of course, being the strongest option. The med beds go from tier 3, tier 1 being the highest. The Carrack has a tier 2. The hospitals have a tier 1. The Cutlass Red has a tier 3. The clinics here are tier 2. And basically, what happens with these is that you can, oddly enough, you can fully resurrect at tier 2 and tier 1 facilities, including, I guess, the Carrack being a tier 2, but you can't fully heal without tier 3, without tier 1, which is weird, because if you can fully regen at a tier 2, you should be able to fully heal. I think you should only be able to fully regen at a tier 1, aka hospital or medical ship.
Deep space exploration, you won't even know where a hospital is.
Yeah.
So wouldn't it make more sense to have that kind of facility?
Yeah, and you have to set your primary residence basically where you're going to respawn, and where everything else is going to come in for your inventory in 3.15. So once you get that all set up, if you don't have a ship to respawn in or anything like that, if your ship blows up, basically you would respawn at the location that you have selected earlier. So. Yeah, that's going to be interesting to see how that all plays out. It will change the way that you approach things, because once you're downstate, once you're in a down state, basically you can be down up to here. It's an hour 21 minutes. You can wait for someone to come pick you up. You can wait for all that, or you can go ahead and basically release. And if you release, all your equipment and stuff will be left behind, armor, everything. Now, where I have my concerns on that, I'll go ahead and switch back over here to the game stream. Now, where I have my concerns on that is that basically persistence has been relatively sketchy. There's been a lot of times where you even throw a can of soda on the ground, it just instantly disappears. So the odds of you going back and getting one of these things, to me, seems pretty small. And it does limit the options of solo pilots further. It does encourage the idea of having a team with you. You are correct in that regard. This is a lot more dangerous in this situation to be solo hero than it is actually to have run with a team who can see if you get down, they can raise you up. But another thing is that you talk about the gameplay on that. It's really windy, dusty too.
My screen keeps going black.
Oh, good times. So the thing is that if you call out a beacon for help, I'm hoping they have an option that basically limits it to just the people on your friends list or on your team. because you could see this being a very trollish thing. So if you die and all your equipment gets dropped and you request help because you're downed, you can see a situation where someone comes out to where you are, kills you just to take your stuff. So in this particular case, I'm hoping you can do a limited beacon that will just notify your friends. But yeah, the idea of losing all your stuff, particularly, and it gets me further concerns that, and once again, I can't say for certain, but you know what, as it stands right now, when you die or when you get 30K, like your ship will lose, you lose your ship, or you'll lose, a cargo in your ship. All that will happen. So if you were to die with this way, and your cargo, and your equipment is now droppable, will you every time log in after a 30K find yourself completely naked? I mean, like completely without equipment because the 30K wiped it out. There's a lot of concerns I have about this persistence and the 30Ks and the droppability of equipment, because the 30Ks have been one of the gigantic reasons that I have not done cargo runs and have not done a lot of things in the game that I want to do because of the danger. I think my brother's stuck on a rock.
I can't see if the screen's black.
Did you want me to drive? You can back up.
No,
You can back up. You're on a rock, I think.
I thought it was next to your ship.
No, you're. I don't know. I can't see. I'm stuck looking backwards. Oh yeah, we are. Okay. All right, we're good. All right, so okay. Do we spawn back in underwear? That's exactly. I guess you would. Maybe you keep your undersuit. Maybe you go to a default undersuit. I don't know. I would imagine you would get a default spacesuit. I don't think you'd just spawn in your underwear, but it's very possible. I just don't have a lot of confidence with the 30K situation and how that's affected cargo and inventories in the past. I'm just feeling that this is going to be, if not done correctly, this is going to cause a lot of trolling. This is going to cause a lot of unforeseen problems that are really going to go ahead and kick us in the head, and we'll have to see how this all comes out. But I am kind of worried about this big time, so I guess we'll find out. It looks as I have 3 hours of survival time. That's good. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, but it's going to get expensive if every time, and the way it's also because we got the idea of death of a spaceman. We were always moving the way of permadeath and things like that, and it does make sense to some degree. But one of the things I'm interested in, like, you talk about down the road where we have maybe potentially having multiple characters. Like if you break a law, you go to prison for a certain amount of time. I'm hoping that down the road, maybe not initially, but down the road, that if your character needs to be regenerated or whatever, that you have to. There's a timer on that. You just don't instantly pop up. It doesn't make much sense in a sense of immersion or the way the world is. It's just like, you get, you can say, oh, you were rescued. You'll be rescued in 45 minutes or something like that. Please play another character. As I said, I don't want that to happen right now because it would be, I'm going to log out. I'm not going to wait, whatever. But I would like to see like that kind of thing, a rescue generated mission by for the other players to interact with. Like if you just accept a rescue and then it just sends out, it generates a mission or whatever. I don't know. We'll see what they do with it. But I still see right now that this has a potential of being really trolly in the beginning, and I hope that they take that into consideration when they're developing these beacons for requesting assistance, if that's what you have to do to get help. Because I said, if you just flat out release because you don't want to wait, you will lose everything. That does make FPS missions, which currently are either you stomp their face in really quickly, or you get your face stomped in really, really quickly. So it just depends on the lag and things like that. Yeah, just like the bounty hunter murders. Yeah, I don't know. Well, I think it's a fully fair thing. Like if you have timers for effectively speaking, prison's a timer for breaking a law. Okay. And so in that case, if prison is a timer for breaking a law, then you should also have a punishment for losing a life, if you will. The idea is to promote you needing to survive, to continue on, not to de-gamify the life and death system, to make it more valuable, to make the choice of staying alive, even if you're crawling on your stomach at oddly brisk speed. But I guess we'll have to see what happens with all that. So let me go ahead and I'm going to bring up the other part. I think both these episodes honestly were shot on the same day. They just split it up. So let me go ahead and bring up the inventory management system here. All right, so let's go ahead and get to inventory management. Now, of course, what they're doing is they're physicalized, starting to break out, to get rid of the global inventory. You have the local inventory, of course. There's no more global inventory, no more PMA. The ship inventory stays the same as far as that goes. There's going to be a full upcoming wipe of money, inventory, rented ships, and everything, but they will be giving money back to people who had lost money from Xenothreat post-wipe in 3.15. I don't know how they're going to do that, but that's coming down the line. I lost over $3 million during Xenothreat, so I have no idea. I guess we're going to get some of that back. I don't know. Well, you won't be starting at 0 if you did Xenothreat. Now, local inventory is your largest inventory. It's the inventory at your station, most likely at your place of origin, or any like station or city or wherever you store it there. Initially, if you have like subscriber benefits and stuff like that, you're going to basically choose the planet, and all your initial stuff is going to be at that location, and so you'll have it there, and then oh look, there's we'll get into that later. Die to fire. Okay, so then from local, you drag it into, you can drag it into your vehicle inventory. You have to be inside your ship to do these things. Of course, this is the inventory that I think is going to be the sketchiest to use. They're not physicalizing the lockers just yet. The larger the ship, will have more cargo, will have larger inventory. I wouldn't store anything on my ship until this 30K issue is resolved, because once again, why fill up your ship with crap if you get 30K'd and you lose everything? So unless they treat the inventory on ships with a lot more with a lot of slack right now, I'm not going to be putting a damn thing in my ship, to be frank about it. I just don't trust it. I just don't. That's just the nature of it. And then you go down to the personal inventory, which is the smallest of all of them. And this is the kind of where you start picking stuff up, and it shows a third-person view. That's going to be a bit weird. It's a bit disconnecting. I hope that's not the final decision. Like even in Arma, you do it from, you don't kick to a third-person view when you start looting. It's really weird, and I hope that's not their final design decision on that. I'd rather have a marker showing up like something on back in the Moby Glass or something, even just some other way of doing it closer to what Arma does. But yeah, backpacks are removable, and basically, medium can equip medium, light can equip light, and heavy can equip all the types. So now you build equip a backpack to anything that you want, any armor that you want, so you're not just limited in that regards. And so yeah, so external vehicle is the one in the middle vehicle. Then you have, of course, corpse looting, you have loot box looting, crates, things like that. And also what you're wearing clothing-wise, jackets, backpacks, and stuff like that. So this is your knickknacks. This is what this does, is that it lets you look at where all your stuff is located in different areas of the galaxy, or system anyway, so you know where your stuff is, so you can, oh, I need to go over here and pick this up or whatever. I don't see myself needing to store a lot of guns and stuff at different locations, unless of course they keep selling them like they do, which is like a gun, this gun here, that gun there. But basically, what I'm thinking is that what it'll be good for is people who are storing cargo, people who are like if you're a miner and you're doing salvaging or whatever, or just cargo shipping between point A and point B, being able to track where your cargo is, know where you have a certain type of cargo you're going to sell to someplace else, so you can simply go over and pick it up. That will be good in and of itself. But yeah, a lot of this stuff, as I said, I'm not. This is very tier 0, I don't know, tier of a more physicalized inventory, instead of just a general inventory. But we'll have to see how this all comes out. But as I said, there's no way in holy hell I'm putting anything on my ship inventory until they can resolve the 30K, oops, my ship is gone, and so is everything in it problem, which has been berating the game for years now. Years and years and years.
Yeah, their idea with inventory, so you can choose what station you can see what's there, is not new.
No, it's similar to what you see.
EVE Online's had it where you could go to different stations in the same system and put something in cargo containers in your own hangar.
Yeah.
And then so you know, hey, okay, where did I leave such and such? You pull it up on your inventory. It's like, oh, it's at station so and so, sector such and such. Okay. Then you right click on it and go set route and go.
Yeah. All right, so let me go ahead and check some of the chat here real quick. You can't even keep a water bottle on me for very long as it is. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Um, let's see here. The items are obnoxiously large in the menus. I agree. I agree. Third-person view switching will be annoying. Yeah, it's a bit. It takes you out of the game. It's supposed to be a first-person
Ooh.
universe, not a third-person universe. I'm not a big
Yeah, it doesn't
fan.
make any
Yeah,
sense.
I'm not a big fan of the external camera thing. Um, and
Windstorm's gone.
Oh, cool. And then Mad Mike says, how is it possible to make a physical inventory system this bad, like 20 years after it was done well in almost every second RPG? Well, I'm going to be frank about this because it's CIG. Now, the reason I say that, and that sounds kind of harsh, is because of the fact that there's been so many mechanics and well-established things, including control methodologies, including acceleration and how you want cruise control versus acceleration throttle, or if you want how you get these different systems to work. There's been so many things that other games have done well and established that have been proven to work well. That CIG seems to almost hit without fail these days go 180 degrees the opposite direction, and I'm not sure how they can keep literally going the wrong direction on so many of these things. When you look at, it's like innovation is one thing, but it's not innovative if I cut off my own foot just because I want to wear one shoe. Okay, that's not very innovative. That's just not good. That's just not good thinking right there. So it seems to me a lot of times that's kind of the way that they don't really do the research on the games and that have done similar things. It seems that they almost, and I hate having to say this, but when it comes to all these mechanics and the interfaces and the controls and things like that, it's like they almost go out of their way not to research, or maybe they research it and then say, let's just do the opposite, because a lot of times they've literally done the exact opposite. Frankly, it can be a little frustrating to have to keep pointing that out. A second here. There we go. So I hope you guys like the new format a little bit, so you can kind of see what I'm doing, what's going on in the lower left-hand corner. And anyway, so as I'm changing that, everything worked okay. Um,
Ooh.
you're kicking up like little the rocks you're kicking up they're
Yes.
really
I'm
big.
just now
Yeah,
noticing
is
that.
that snow? I don't know what that is. It's kind of floaty.
And I turn the engines
Yeah,
off and
it's
it
not.
quits doing
The
it.
particles aren't touching anything; they're floating. Anyway, okay, let's see here. This is frustrating how CIG keeps adding features that are still dependent on systems that are very much under development for the whole thing to work. And Hero says, to be fair to CIG, they are trying to make these individual inventories work per player. With hundreds of thousands of players intended per instance, that would be quite a feat. CIG just invented inventory for the first time, didn't you know? Says Rattlehead. And Candy Crush and Fruit Ninja are not gaming experiences. Oh, geez, that thing's got to come down softer. I tell you, they really need to work
Yeah,
on
I
those.
know.
It sits too high, and then it comes down to, like, when you power it down, it needs to like drift down. It just slams. It looks terrible. Okay, let's see here. Thought they were busy inventing the square wheel for an octoid peg. That is actually the caterpillar tesseract.
Ouch. Yeah.
All right, Hero says the problem is we won't be able to fully test these until the foundations are more stable. Uh, and Mad Mike says, you mean like Hero, like Ultima Online, about every other MMORPG did for inventory? I take it. All right, so Hero says to Mad Mike, when you include physics processing per object, especially a lot of horsepower, especially a lot of those layers are falling unconscious, they become more complex. Sorry, the word got cut off a little bit on my screen. I had to work on the format a little bit so I can read you guys just a little bit better. So yeah. Basically, this is a situation where my concern once again is the physicalization of a lot of these objects that we're now going to have to replace if we die, potentially lose out a 30K. And I understand they're trying to encourage multi-crew game. Whoa, he's like sunk right into the planet. Multi-crew gameplay and things like that, which is great. I mean, we want things that encourage people to man ships like this. Not ones that can't even jump like the Argo. Well, we'll get into that in a minute. So those kind of things. But man, I tell you what, I think this patch could be rough for some. Going to be rough for a lot of people, and I guess we'll just have to see how it comes out. I can't say either way, but I'm gonna have to wait till I can actually test it, and then see. I'm afraid he's gonna turn around and shoot me in the face with a space shotgun.
No.
Okay. Yeah. Ultimate level physics this game is supposed to. Yeah, but Ultimate ran. Oh, that's funny. Alright, I don't mind. Press I when you're shipping home to store items in your ship, but are we going to keeping that easy system when we're out of our hangars? I can't wait to test stuff extensively for CIG to ignore suitable and factoid feedback practically via CM bottlenecking. What? I'm connected to login server 2. My position is 69. Yeah! My position is 69. No, not 68. What? Why am I connecting to a login server? I'm in the game. I can't move. It's literally, I can see you. It says I'm connected to login server 2. My current position in the queue is 65. And I'm literally standing here on the planet. Why do I have to log in? Someone explain this to me! What is going on? What the hell is going on? Oh, what the hell is going on? Why do I have to log in?
Why can't I turn my headlight off?
Oh no, is this a 30K? It's gotta be a 30K. Oh, CIG just invented logins.
Yeah.
Oh my god, sorry about that.
Ladies and gentlemen, we figured out how to log into this server.
Yeah, CIG bit off so much there's so much they're still chewing half the metaphorical food in their mouth. Oh gosh. I have no idea what's going on. This is a new one for me, guys. I've broken the fourth wall. I've broken the fourth wall. CIG just invented logins by doing them. No way games haven't done that before. Yeah, you're in the game before you have to log in. All right, so as Star Citizen figures out, logs me in to the game I'm in. 180 degrees the wrong way to do it. Oh. Do they have to punctuate every point I make like so brilliantly? It's like boop. It's a log out that identifies as a login. It's CIG's verse. We're just here to go mental in it. Yeah, those hover bikes really need a landing gear and a kickstand. You're not wrong. How much would a little landing gear be a good idea? I mean, yeah.
It should be anti-gravs on the.
I'm getting knocked around now. Why I'm waiting for
not like this.
Now as I'm waiting for the game to log me in. This is so weird. This is really so weird.
And why do I have shotguns mounted on my bike?
Because that's what comes on at default. But yeah. So before we go over just general conversation with you guys, I don't know how long the show was going to be, but there is something I kind of want to log in fluid. Oh gosh. I want to talk about a little bit here, and it's about the Ship Showdown.
Oh.
This has become an absolute crap fest. I have been, and I don't care, so to speak, about the skins. I got like 5 skins for my Hercules and like 5 skins for my Mercury. I don't care. I really don't. What's ticking me off about the situation is that it's not a neutral vote.
Now, if the rumors are hearing.
Yeah, let me go over some of the things I'm hearing, and I can't verify all of this, but let me start with the things I can kind of verify. CIG started by promoting the Argo by saying that I think it's Tyler Witkins has to wear a funny shirt for like a month or something. Has to wear something, whatever, if the Argo wins. Which, am I back in the game? I'm back in the game. I've logged in. Okay, so anyway, and then made that bet public, which drives the people to do something to, once again, create we can embarrass one of the devs can be embarrassed for a month if we do this. Well, great. We'll vote for the $35 ship that can't go anywhere without another ship. It doesn't have a jump drive, doesn't have weapons. It's a single function ship. By the way, I responded to that on Twitter. CIG is like, these powerful, fast, and flexible ships. I was like, I said that basically that's the description of everything but the Argo. I was just like, yeah, don't use that description with the Argo. There's nothing, flexible, agile, or powerful about the Argo. It can
go from A ship to A ship as long as they're sitting side by side.
In a world of race cars, it's a unicycle. It's just not.
The Dragonfly has more use.
Yeah, exactly. The Dragonfly has more firepower. The Dragonfly is it's ridiculous.
That's sad.
So I mean, and more ability, more flexibility, and arg, because it's even easier to fit in other ships than the Argo is, because the Argo can't travel by itself like a Dragonfly can't. The Dragonfly can get around like the same as the Argo can, but obviously can't jump.
Merlin's got more.
But I can put the Dragonfly in a lot more ships. So there you go. All right, so basically, then what I'm seeing from what I'm understanding, and I can't verify the second part, so take this with a grain of salt. Okay, this vote brigade that's going on right now. This ship, and I mean right now, the C2 version. This is the M2, but basically it's a very similar ship. There's a slight difference in weight carrying and turrets and whatnot. Is losing to the Argo. By last time I checked, over 300 votes. It's probably more than that by now. This, you can park the Argo in here. You can park like 4 Argos in here. Okay, and so I'm like, the thing is that what I'm hearing is that people are, and once again, can't verify, but it would make sense. They're creating alternate accounts. They're creating new accounts and going in and voting. They're creating voting accounts. They're just basically, I'm going to make 5 accounts and I'm going to vote Argo 5 times. Now, if this is happening, there needs to be a policy in place that any of these future votes, that the only things that can vote are accounts with money backing them. They have to have a ship. They have to have a game package. They have to have something. You just can't make an account and drive by vote, because this is insane. Okay,
You think they're doing this because you could create an account to get the free fly?
This is, well, I mean, here's the thing. Here's the thing, Mad Mike. It's more like the integrity of future things. It's along the lines of, yes, this is just a stupid little silly competition, whatever, right? But you got to look at I'm looking at the bigger picture. They do these votes once in a while. They have these situations. If everything is going to get brigaded by someone just creating as many counts as they want, then it's going to skew the results of what the people actually want. And it's going to cause a problem where major decisions or things left open to the backers to discuss or vote upon end up getting put in the hands of trolls, liars, and cheats. And I don't want that. And what I want is a legitimate, solid, skin in the game voting system. You have money in the game, you get a vote. You don't have money in the game, STFU. It doesn't matter. Buy a package or STFU. Basically, that's the thing. It's literally, it's kind of like me voting in France's election. I don't live there. I don't pay taxes there, but I'm going to vote there. I mean, that doesn't make sense in the real world either, right? So that's the thing, is that they better rein this crap in. And it is because they've absolutely made a sham of this year's election. And they've really soured me extensively. If they can't even get their voting system right. I mean, they need to reference how this stuff works. They need to reference that one too. Oh, there's so many things I could say right now. I'm just gonna leave on the table. Anyway, so anyway, let me check here. So does anyone want to go ahead and check the? Go ahead and check if someone wants to, because I have my browsers closed when I have Star Citizen open to keep maximum frame rate. Can anyone go on to the CIG website right now, look at the Ship Showdown, and tell me what the current tally is of this ship versus the Argo currently? I'm very curious to know if you can give me an updated tally. Just list the first number as the Hercules, the second number as the Argo, and but it's probably a bigger gap than 300 by now when I last looked at it. Just playing with the lights, huh? Shut this down over here.
Another storm hit, so I can't go outside without making the screen go black.
Oh, that's fine. Shut that down then.
Oh.
There we go. But anyway, it's just one of those things. I said it's not a big deal. I have let me go to the top deck real quick. Yeah, there's a free fly going on now. I know.
Yes, I saw that.
That's why I was happy to even get the game to run. Frankly, free flies are always iffy. You never know what you're going to get into.
I've never had this problem. It must be the dust storm.
Yeah. There we go. So yeah, here's all the weapon racks and stuff I have in the ship. Suits, weapon racks, so on and so forth. EVA suit or EVA or bio suit racks. You think I'm going to put any of this stuff in this ship, knowing that I get 30K and lose it all. That's just not going to happen. But these lockers aren't physicalized in 3.15 anyway. Yeah, it is what it is. All right, so 9,440 for the Hercules and 9,810 for the Argo. Okay, now it's almost a 400 point gap. You see what I'm saying? They're just, you're getting brigaded. It is literally, you're literally getting brigaded by the most useless ship in the game. It is literally, I mean, you know why? Because even the Merlin, being similar, can dock onto another, can dock onto a smaller, dock in or on another ship and more easily be taken around than the Argo.
The Argo is just a fancy shuttle.
The Argo is a ship that you use to take stuff between better ships. It is absolutely, it's absolutely just not impressive. And and I just, ugh. And I said, this whole vote's been turned into a troll vote, and it's very annoying. It's very, very annoying. All right. I seem to remember when CIG invented logic by lowering node budget during a free fly. Yeah. Ships like the Argo and Merlin could do with micro quantum drive, so they could have the minimum ability to quick jump around the planet. I mean, like, yeah, some people talk about they want like a tier 0 jump drive where you could do a spline jump around the same planet. Like, it can't do a full jump, but do a spline jump. I wouldn't be against that concept.
I could see that.
Yeah. But you know, obviously, yeah. I think a tier 0 spline jump only engine would be fine. It's super tiny. It only handles around the planet. Maybe it's not even that fast as far as a spline jump goes. That wouldn't be so bad. All right. That's actually a pretty smooth idea. All right. Yeah, the MPVU is one of the 4 available ships. Right. This is because the people have voted. Yeah. There could have been a Carrack out there for people to try in the free fly. There could have been other things. Instead, they're going to free fly a ship that can't go anywhere.
It could leave the station.
They can leave the station, turn around, and land back in the station. This is what they're going to use to promote the game. Okay, so they're going to go, what is this crap? This ship doesn't do anything. It doesn't have any guns. It doesn't fly anywhere. It doesn't go anywhere. I can't do anything with it. What is this ship?
Cargo doesn't work, so what are you supposed to do? Haul with it?
Free, yeah, the Argo comes free with some of the capitals. Absolutely right. It is a ship that's used to take cargo and personnel between better ships.
Yes.
That's all it is. It's a ship that's in the game because it's in Squadron 42 when they're transporting prisoners in that vertical slice that we saw. That's it. It's not. It doesn't. If it wasn't needed for Squadron 42, I doubt you would have even had seen that thing. It's just needed to. You know, that's why it was developed, and they put it up for sale. And oddly enough, it costs $15 more than an Aurora, which also has 1,000 times more functionality than the Argo. Because an Aurora has guns, it does cargo as well, but it has a jump drive.
Yeah, at least in the basic Aurora has 2 guns.
It has a bed. You can log out in it.
Yeah.
I mean, gosh, it's just like, it is literally the last ship that I would ever imagine ever being on anyone's list of top of anything would be the MPUV. And this is what I'm saying. It's just, if people are making these, if they are gaming the system, if they're creating multiple accounts to vote, and once again, I can't say for certain, so I'm hearing a lot of people in the forum saying that's what's happening. They're calling them bot accounts. They're going in, they're creating all these, and they're voting it up. This whole thing is a sham this year. Ships have been knocked out that should have been in the competition. And I think what you're going to see this year is the Argo is going to win. And remember I said 2 weeks ago that it was going to come down to the MSR and the Hercules. Well, look at the way it is right now, right? The MSR is in the next run. This ship's in this run, which would be the Hercules and the MSR. Guarantee you, if the MPUV wasn't in that mix, if this gaming thing wasn't going on right now, my prediction would have been right. But I think you're going to see the MPUV going straight to the top, and some sort of troll victory is going to be accomplished. It's just disgusting. It's really disgusting. I said it's not about the ship. It's about people gaming the process. I don't like that. It's like, it's the same thing. I'm not a fan of metas. I'm not a fan of gameplay that only focuses on one kind of style that basically screws everybody else over. And I'm also not a fan of people cheating a system to cause problems or make other people unhappy. And they've been being promoted, if not accelerated by the company's own promotion and their own design, how they approached it. It's just a real poop storm, and I'm really disappointed in CIG through and through.
Yeah, when they brag about, I know this was recorded weeks ago. But I still predict the Argo will. It's like, yeah, it's because you guys have set it
Yeah.
up this way.
I don't know here. I don't know why they're making bots for this, but that's what a lot of people are saying. They're basically making multiple accounts, and then they're voting like over and over and over and over. People are basically some people are looking at. They're saying they're seeing a spike in accounts, like when the votes open. There was a gigantic, massive spike of accounts for the game. It shows like accounts. It's more like the number you see for backers or whatnot or whatever. I guess they're more like accounts. I guess so. There was some sort of spike. The guy had a breakdown on the forums. It was something he was tracking. Um, I don't have the technical thing up in front of me, but he was doing it. He was tracking it, and it was like suddenly there was these spikes, and then basically suddenly it was just like these votes started pouring in. Um, a second here. On a side note, I'd like to have an Argo with the Star Kitten skin. Does not change weird CE and CM for yet another round of term properly trench war. Yeah, yeah. Um, so you can also make the assumption that rival companies make anti-votes, but looking at the vote numbers themselves, it really seems like people just don't care. So it's some troll vote. It is a troll vote. The whole thing's a troll vote. It's a troll vote. It's I want to see Tyler Whitkin wear a bikini or whatever the hell they're going to do. It's not going to be a bikini, but you get the general idea. Whatever goofy clothing they're going to make him wear, please not a
I'll probably
bikini.
wear some T-shirts or
Yeah.
something.
So the thing is that we get that, and then we get to wreck the event because we're awesome and we like wrecking events for people. It's it's peak level toxicity in the community. It really is. It's peak level toxicity. Um, let's see here. The word you're looking for is entitled, as in being entitled. It'll be interesting to see if White Knights will use wallets to buy their. Yeah, this is the thing too. That's one of the ships that people that's going to be on for sale. Do you see?
Mm-hmm.
This is also once again CIG shooting themselves in the foot.
Big time.
Which
Foot.
one would make them more money? People buying a Carrack or people buying an Argo? Hmm. Hmm. Let me think about that. Which one's easier to CCU to? A Carrack or an Argo?
Can't
You
down.
can't
CC.
down CCU, but you can up CCU. Guess what you won't be up CCUing to this year? A Carrack. My cat is clawing at my leg because he wants food. You stop it, buddy. A little later. Come back later. Come back later. I just filled your food bowl. That cat eats like 30 times a day. I can't even figure out where he puts it. Hush. Anyway, so yeah, it's basically just well, it depends if they can afford a Carrack or well, you don't have to pay the full amount. Obviously, if you have a ship that gets you most of the way there, like someone. A lot of times, people what they do is when a new ship comes out and it's LTI, they're working towards a ship that they want, but they just buy that ship as an LTI token, right? Then the next time a ship that gets you closer, you buy that ship, right? You buy the biggest ship that you can to get you closer to what you're trying to get to, and then you wait for that limited ship to come on, and then you CCU that final step. A lot of people do that. I've done that. So the thing is that like now it's going to be like, oh the Carrack. I'm going to wait for the Carrack. Oh no, it's the Argo. It's like wow, you can't you can CCU your Merlin, your Aurora to the Argo if you want to be stupid. This thing, I'm on a hill in such a weird way. If I fall off this thing, I'll probably die. So yeah, it's just, look at that. I'm not even close to touching the ground of this thing. I guess it's like downhill.
I just wanted to look off the edge.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome, isn't it? I love the graphics in Star Citizen. I do. But yeah. So anyway, guys, did you guys have any other thoughts or anything you wanted to talk about related to injuries, cargo, or Argo? And that's the only thing it does is carry cargo. See here. It's funny to wonder about something going to shit as the fault of the company's incompetence, the company's greed and incompetence, the community's toxicity, or just random internet toxicity. I think it's a perfect storm. I think it's a perfect storm of all of that. Like okay, they quote unquote fixed the. You have to vote before you can see the number.
But
Unless you're not logged in,
in,
then you can see the number.
Yeah.
It's like you guys did it halfway. It's like you're halfway to what should be done. It just blows my mind sometimes. The go away. 17-year-old cat is scratching my leg, begging for food, and I know he's got a full food bowl sitting right behind me. Here,
On the
say something
Argo,
to everybody. Go on, say something. It's not loud enough. Anyway.
the
Okay.
Argo, it comes in different versions. Is there like 3 versions, isn't there?
It's 2 different versions. One carries personnel, one carries cargo.
I always remember every time I do
Or you could use the cargo one and not have the people sit and then do the same thing.
Yeah, I just remember every time I do a ship show, it's always sitting there by itself, and I thought there was 3 of them.
Yeah. I mean, I don't see the point of doing that. The ship can't jump, it can't get into combat. So why do you need the personnel transport one? Just tell them to stand. It's only gonna be like 3 minutes anyway, because we can't go anywhere. You know, I gotta pee. Hold it.
Hey, us Cutlass owners know we have to hold it.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the truth. Let's just bring an extra helmet. I keep telling you. Push and pull. The community got engineered to fit a certain template, and titling rewarding toxicity was part of that. And so it ever escalates when trying to be utilized. And as usual, those who usually have something to say will not make a fuss. They will just fall silent and retreat. I think, is this fall silent retreat, or just hold your head in your hands and like shudder in like stunned awe of the amount of stupidity? I mean, it's just, after a while, you know, when you're watching the kid eat his 4th bucket of paint chips, you're just like, he's still going. He's still eating the paint chips. The lead paint chips. He's making sandwiches out of it. I can't believe it. And you don't even try to stop him anymore. You just stand back and just watch in glaze-eyed awe at the wonder of the kid eating the paint chip sandwiches. It's just like, wow.
Can you see them? Just as a joke, this thing wins. So they have a whole seminar on CitizenCon covering.
Yeah, the big display hall in the center is this tiny little piece of crap ship. It's like something. The display hall meant to hold this thing, and the center is this tiny thing. So stupid.
And you got them sitting there going, "Well,
it's the most anticlimactic thing ever." It's like, and now the winner of the most fabulous ship in the universe, the Argo. It's like watching it's like watching a clown car come out, and like sputter. It's just no.
Can you see this at CitizenCon? They're going to do a whole panel on the
Argo. That's the whole panel on the Argo.
The whole panel. You got any questions on the Argo?
Why?
It's like,
no. This guy, a legend appears from the back. He stumbles forward to the mic and goes, "Is this some sort of delayed April Fool's joke or out of season April Fool's joke?" "Oh, I'm sorry. I thought this was Blizzard." Walks off. Jeez. Yeah, scientifically verified.
Is this what AE Entertainment's supposed to be doing?
Argo shop will be subscriber flare. Oh god. The cargo Argo has decent. You just open the side cargo door and pee out the doorway. Yeah, absolutely. Because unless you're in space, in that case, you just freeze your wiener off. That'd be or worse yet, it explodes. Or I don't know how it works in the vacuum. Anyway, no, I'm not risking it. The cargo Argo has decent space inside, but unless we have a cargo gameplay move from one ship to another, it will be completely useless. Let's go see how useful. Let's go see how useful the Hercules is. Exactly. I don't know. We did a stream a couple weeks ago where we all took vehicles. We filled this thing up with different ground vehicles. We went out and did racing, and I mean, you can do a lot of things with this ship. It's strong, it's defensible, it's got great shielding, it carries a ton of stuff, it lets you opens up a lot of options for you. And it only takes 3 people to crew it. 3 to fully crew this thing. And it's a great multi-crew ship. And I guess that's it. I mean, it's just ugh. Ick. CIG's open Sam Mike says CG open community vote for the soundtrack of a new trailer, 300 Naked Cowboys. No, because of air shields. Well, yeah, but how does you have the air shield stop the pee, or would pee go through the air shields? If it doesn't, then you're just peeing back into your ship, And if it does stop, and then you gotta stick your wiener through the air shields, then you got all sorts of problems. I mean, you have to be careful there. I mean, it's the opposite of what would be referred to as a glory hole, but it's like it's up to space. It's space doing space,
Oh,
getting a BJ from space. Sorry,
oh,
sorry. Everything explodes.
no.
Boom. That went wrong. Oh, sorry. That was really dark or whatever weird, but I just got this image. Oh, that was terrible. P goes to shield due to momentum. Come on, you know momentum doesn't work in Star Citizen. Do you want me to walk out of the fast physics? Want me to go pick this thing into space and
We
walk
need
off the
more.
physics
We
grid?
need more port thrust. More port thrust.
You know that P is going to hit the edge of that physics grid. It's just going to stop. It's going to turn into a gigantic ball and splash right on the deck. Or it's going to change its orientation and spin like 180 degrees and fly back at you. You know, basic stuff. Because grids don't mesh yet. They don't mesh at all. This is you're begging for problems. You're begging for problems. Anyway, guys, yeah, I just said I look forward to seeing how the upcoming changes work. Now, I would expect Evocati to be going into testing next week. If I had to guess, if they want to get it out in time for CitizenCon, the first wave, not the release, but Wave 1 PTU. If CitizenCon starts on the 8th, lasts a week, that's the 15th. That means that they want to have Wave 1 PTU by the end of CitizenCon. That means if this week, actually I realize it's not next week, but this week, if this week they release it, then basically, okay, so what was that sound? That would give them 3 weeks of Evocati to move to Wave 1 to say that they've got Wave 1 up and ready for testing by the time CitizenCon comes out, which is something they typically try to do. So I'm thinking that's going to be the case. Second here. Tier 0 P, yeah. In the end, they never did any of the necessary planning and pre-planning at the right point in time. Never ever had cohesive or coherent PM or M. Everything had to be redone completely 1,000 times, just in the very same for dude bro reasons. I mean, just look at most of them, especially in decisive positions, so soon. A decade will be lost in time for something that takes time in the first place. It takes that time, yeah. CIG, see, Mad Mike says, CIG P physics would look like you've got a steel cable attached to your hip that flings around and kills everyone.
Oh.
You can use the
No.
tractor beam gun thing. Yeah, you can use just this beam
The
shoots out.
multi-tool is going to have more attachments.
You can you P through your multi-tool.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, sure.
Okay. You get a clip. You have to reload.
Instead of a tractor beam, and for a pulsar beam.
All right. With inventory, if we lose, with inventory, if we lose everything when we die, I'm then going to spam the ground missions so I can stockpile all the enemy's weapons and armor, screw buying all the time. Well, yeah, that's true. Once again, my concern is, okay, we've all played the game, and we every time there's a new patch, a new build, we've all lost stuff, clips, weapons, armor, equipment for ships. It a lot of times seems to be random. We lose stuff. And then we always clips, med pens, and food. We always have to rebuy that each time. My concern is that every time, for a while, for several builds, every time they release a new build, that's going to happen. You're going to get wiped out again. They could have a patch out, like it's not even a full build, and you get wiped out. I don't know. I mean, maybe it won't happen. But I've had to rebuy a lot of stuff in Star Citizen.
Yeah. Yep.
Because it just disappears.
Yep.
And then now only having it disappear, I mean, I'm trying to decide. Maybe I can get you guys to pull. I'm thinking I could either use Microtech here as my home world, or I could do Area 18. Area 18 has its allure, being that it won't have as many storms. It'll be easier on my brother's processor. Like when you get the weird storms, you do get like some frame rate slowdown sometimes. I think they need to optimize that a bit. Also as well, so I'm thinking of making Area 18 my home base, because you can also buy, there's also a nice weapon shop, armor shop there. Basically, if I have to restart all the time, I figured I'm not going to do Crusader because that takes way too long to leave the planet as a home world. So Area 18 currently has my home base uh, seal of approval because there's a decent amount of stuff going on there, and I do love the city planet. I think it did such an interesting job on that. I can see them do more of that in the future. All right. Use the flashlight in your multi-tool. Sucking noises. Sorry, misclicked. Said flashlight. Flashlight.
Oh no! Oh no! I'm sorry. I just got it. No, no.
If you could pee into your
Stuff I don't want to know from Japan.
uh,
No.
y-
Gosh,
or you
no.
could pee into your multi-tool piss container attachment, which can then be thrown as a weapon, like the piss grenades in Death Stranding. Oh gosh. Ammo clips don't even disappear when you shoot them. Yeah, that's true.
Um,
That's true. I've been using the same ammo clips for like the same star system stuff. Literally, if you log out and log back in, your ammo clips are fully restocked. As long as you leave like a single bullet in them, when you log back in, you have full ammo again. Uh, that's what I've been doing. I don't even bother. As long as it lights up a dark cave. I don't think that's how that works. I don't think it lights up anything. It's kind of gross. Oh gosh, guys. But yeah, I mean, I'm hoping that CIG can take this debacle as some sort of lesson. They can learn how to do this correctly, because this was supposed to be a fun event. It's supposed to be a kind of thing that brings the community together, or they discuss the ship. This has turned into the haha, your ship lost, go screw yourself. Everyone's going to lose to the biggest pile of crap in the galaxy, and we're doing it because for lol reasons. It's very disappointing.
I don't like that because Argo I guess has some sort of place, and there are people that we know actually have the Argo.
I have nothing against
It
the
just
Argo itself. If
it's
this
just how it's winning is
if they were
wrong.
doing this with the Prospector, I'd have the same problems. If people were gaming the system to get the
Yeah.
Prospector through, it's not the ship. It's the fact that they all rallied around one thing to game the system. Pick your ship. I don't care what it is. If you're intentionally going out of your way to be jerks, to ruin something for other people, then I'm not in support of it. Pick your ship.
And you know they're not going to do anything that's going to be like totally embarrassing. He'll have a Hawaiian shirt or something he'll
Yeah,
have to
and
wear for like
it's like who cares?
yeah.
Honestly, who
Yeah.
cares? And it's just like I'm just flabbergasted that what the hell? Whoa!
Hmm?
I was walking to the ramp and I got blasted on my ass.
Oh.
Can I stand up? I'm not standing up. Stand up. What the hell? Am I still on my back? What's going on? Okay, yeah, get up. Holy crap.
Yeah, you're facing up or something.
Yeah, I was facing it. I got blasted. That was really weird.
Now you're standing up.
Boy, there must be a lag on that because I was already down the ramp when you said that.
Now just teleported you. You're
Yeah.
out in the bottom of the ramp.
No, a high fidelity quantum physics in time zone pleasure device. Oh gosh. Yeah, well, the way the physics may work coming down this ramp, do you really trust the physics of that? Snap! Ah! Ah! Okay. There will be healing attachment for the multi-tool. Okay, let me do the breakdown on that a little bit. From what I understand, Rogo, it goes kind of like this. You have the stim pens, right? The med pens. The next one up would be the multi-tool attachment. The next one up would be the medical tool. Like you're talking about quality, like which one is most effective. Dedicated medical tool. Then the next one up goes to medical bed, and the highest one up goes to hospital. So, like, if you don't have a medical tool and you have a multi-tool with a medical attachment, you can use that, but it won't be as good as a dedicated medical tool. And the medical tool won't be as good as a medical bed. So it's almost like there's multiple layers going on here. And it may be... Someone put a banana peel on my ramp. That's true. There's probably an Argo. It was so small I didn't see it. Tripped over it. Healing guns are way of the future. Square banana. CIG made a banana be square. All right,
It'd
but is
be a
there a bandage
plushie.
spooler for my Black and Decker nail gun? Oh, a nail
Oh,
gun. That'd be excellent. Multi-tool
yeah.
use. I'm gonna see if I wonder if I can get. I wonder. I'm gonna make a run down the ramp. Let's see what happens. Right, Tyler?
Okay.
Okay.
And look to
Dun,
me, it looks
dun,
like you just fell down
dun.
again.
Really? I'm making it actually be a smooth run. Okay, I was.
It looks like when you got to the top of the ramp before you turned around, you fell down on my screen.
Man, it's so weird to desync. You get things going on in this game. But anyway, guys, yeah, I think it's about everything I want to talk about. Unless you had anything else you wanted to broach real quick. Other than that, I think that kind of puts everything up in a nice, neat little bow or messy little bow. And I'm really hoping that CIG learns its lessons from what a sham this has become this year and doesn't let it happen again. They don't sway with a in-game in-house bet make it made public. They don't allow people who don't have money in the game or have accounts that don't have money in the game to vote. And I hope the community enjoys trying to CCU anything to an Argo.
Maybe people think they get an Argo with LTI on it, then they can upgrade.
The winter ship doesn't get LTI though. Someone was saying,
okay.
someone was spamming that rumor and think, oh yeah, but it'll be an LTI token. It's like it doesn't. No, the winner doesn't get LTI. That's not how that works. It didn't work like that the previous years. You just get a skin. And you're going to have a special skin on a ship that nobody cares about. You know, it's just like it's
not
like,
enough to make it your sole ship.
Yeah. It's, oh look, I have
the collector's edition. It's like, okay, so you're gonna go transport cargo from one city to the next city on the planet?
It's like going into a sewage treatment plant, reaching in, grabbing a turd, and saying, "I found the collector's edition." It's just, I found the special turd. Anyway, is there a bandage spooler? The persistent server for our last known location inventories are #1 vote for me. At least at that point, 30Ks would be annoying and not just game breaking. Yeah, except for the ship thing. I don't trust putting anything even in this ship. I want to so badly. I want to have cargo in this ship, and then if I get 30K, I'll log in and I'm in space with my cargo. I want that so much. So much. But I'm not putting anything in my ships until I'm sure that that's been resolved. Because too risky. All right, everyone. Well, I hope the new format worked out for you. The way I was doing the little videos, the way I was doing the kind of spreading it out. You know, if you didn't get to see it earlier, if you came in late, I'll just kick one over real quick so you can see what I was doing. What I'm doing with the format is kind of like this. So you can kind of see the game in the lower left, and then kind of giving more. Your text doesn't go over the video I'm trying to show by keeping it a little bit smaller. But basically, I hope this kind of worked out for you. And if you have any comments or whatnot, I'm going to keep playing around with these formats a little bit as I'm learning how to do this, and just kind of trying to make things run smoother. Oh yeah, you missed the heavy leg damage. Here, I can find that for you. Here. Hold on a second. Let me go back to my sources here. It's sexy. It's sexy. You know it's sexy. One second. Fast forward.
I like it when it says, "Hey, do you want to? When you're in your medical bed, would you like to
here you go.
fix these
there
injuries?"
you go. Right there. Heavy leg damage. That makes no sense whatsoever. If one of your legs is completely jacked up, you wouldn't be using it to push around and crawl. You'd be dragging yourself by your hand, and maybe pushing with the one leg, you know, dragging the other one behind. You wouldn't be using that would be harder than walking. That would honestly be harder than walking. You know what you should do? You should be hopping, like limping really, like on one leg really bad maybe, or have to get a splint and then or whatever. But that looks terrible. Yeah, it's crawling when prone. There's no leg. There's no indication that you're wounded. It just looks like you're crawling when you're prone. There's nothing here that look at the way if your legs are broken, how are you pushing with both legs if you have a leg broken? It makes no sense. This is literally this is okay. I like this stuff. That looks fine. All the other stuff they show you, like the limping and everything else. This stuff looks fine. It looks like it's decent enough. It represents what it is. But when you get to this hot trash, it's just lazy. I hate to say it, and I hate being a dick, but that didn't take. You're just literally dropping them in a prone state. There's no additional animation there. There's no effort. That's just like, okay, prone state. It's just lazy. And I hope that they look at this, because that is way faster than you should be trying to drag yourself on a broken leg. Ugh. Terrible. Terrible. Let's see here. Okay, we need you to animate injuries, and then the worst injury you spend 0 time on, get farked. Yeah, yeah, it's like, yeah, you're out in the
Yeah.
wilderness. You're out in the wilderness. Your leg is heavily broken, or both legs are heavily broken, and you can still traverse at a decent rate. You know, I mean it almost looks like it's similar.
Wood splints.
Yeah, with split. Anyway. So it's just, I'm not happy with that, and I see that being revisited in the future, because that looks terrible. It really does.
Your first aid kit gets to have a couple pieces of wood and some duct tape.
If you have medium damage, shoot yourself. You'll move faster.
Yeah.
I saw where you were going with that, Rattlehead, and I completely agree.
Oh.
I was looking at that, because like that one back here. Where is it? This one right here. Look at that. Look at that. Look how fast he's moving. Right? He's barely moving. And then you go over here, and it's speed racer compared to that other one. It's like, come on, look at that. That's nuts. That's absolutely insane. So yeah, I agree, guys. Oh gosh. Anyway, so I guess we'll get our hands on that soon, and I guess if I'm still in Evocati, I will. As I said, I'm a mixed feelings. Like, I think they might keep me in Evocati because of my backing level. I've been so busy with work and other things, and like a lot of times when they run the tests, I have to go to work. It just is what it is. So I haven't been reporting on a lot of things in a long time, because it's just like I've had to go into work well, for example, I have tonight off, but normally I would be going in about 10 or 4 or 5 minutes from now. And then, I wouldn't be back till like 7 the next morning. So it's like I'd be at work for like 11 hours. So, a lot of times when they do the Evocati builds, I literally, as I'm walking out door, I look at the updates. Oh, Evocati build. I'm like, what is it running for the next 5 hours? I'm going to be at work. So like, I don't get to test anything. So I come back, and then eventually the builds are longer, but then, I've got the streams. Still got to go in for work. Got other things I got to take care of. It just turns into a real mess, and so my schedule has finally opened up a little bit. This particular testing session, I would have more time than I've had previous for different reasons. Not going in as often, so I would have more time. But we'll have to see how that goes. But I still think, because of that lack of reporting, they're doing a revamp. It's possible. I mean, if I get removed, I'm okay with that, because then I can start reporting on. I can go to Reddit and report on the Evocati leaks, because I'm not part of Evocati anymore, and I'm not held by an NDA. So I'll be like, hey, look what I found over here, guys, on Reddit. I can talk about it now. I can't verify it, and I don't know anything about it, but this is what I found. And if I'm stuck in Evocati, then I can still get to see the stuff early and develop thoughts about it. Why can I see to the front of my? I can see to the front of my ship and the planet. Come over here. Look at this.
Yes, in both corners.
It's really weird.
I saw it earlier, but I was going to bring it up.
Yeah.
It's like the door's not sealing into the ship.
But our friend here, Rogo, has joined the battle.
Yep.
He has joined the battle. He is now. If we're both still in Evocati, I will try to test with Rogo, because I really. We're going to get this done. We're going to get this done, Rogo. You and I, man. I finally have someone to team up with, and we're gonna do this right.
Ground missions.
So
lots of ground missions.
All right.
Ooh, maybe one of you guys can pretend to be incapacitated, and you can send a distress signal, and then you can test.
Yeah, Rogo, you could shoot me a bunch and then leave me behind.
Yeah.
I think it's called that testing.
You send out a beacon.
Let's see.
I'm hurt. Rogo comes. I've brought medicine.
Hey Rogo, Rogo, could you go down there and pick up that crate? Bang, bang, bang. I'll be back in about an hour. See if that timer works so good. We're testing that timer. Yep, just fly off, Yeah, it'd be fun. Drive over him with a. Oops, I'm sorry. Did I do that? No. It'll be pretty cool. If different foods have, let's see. Anyway, guys, I think we'll go ahead and wrap it up there. And yeah, Rogo has sacrificed himself for the needs of the few against the many. Yeah, the heavy leg damage just used a placeholder. All right, guys. Well, we'll see you on Wednesday for the Hangout stream. Thursday for the Sucking at Fallout 1 stream. I'll be heading back to the Brotherhood of Steel to turn in that mission. I'm moving forward in the game, I believe. And then, of course, the Hangout stream on Friday. And we'll see how Star Citizen Sunday goes this week. Depends. Like if there's Evo Kadi testing, if it comes down to that, I may put that on hold to spend that time testing if I get the option to, because I think that's kind of priority. And that way, you know, hopefully we'll have a strong enough 3.15 to. Well, I'll make that announcement as it comes. So there may not be a Star Citizen Sunday this week for that reason. All right, guys. We'll see you on the next one. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for participating. Thanks for not voting for the Argo. And and if you did vote for the Argo, get off my channel. No, I'm kidding. All right. All right. We'll catch you the next one. Have a great day, okay? Later.
Haters.
Free flight to 27th.